Hey guys, Grimm's Creed here, and today we're going to be doing basically a PlayStation 4 versus the Xbox One, and that's in regards to pretty much everything, to game releases, the controller, the hardware inside the consoles, the look, the design, all that kind of stuff. And basically that's what we're going to talk about within this video. Been talking about it with a few guys at work, and obviously they're actually on my subscriptions as well, so they'll probably be watching this video going, yeah, that was me, yeah, I'm talking about you, Dave. Anyway, so yeah, basically we want to do a comparison. Now obviously Xbox One, for those who know at the beginning, were looking very, very weak and bleak at the point, putting a lot of Xbox 360 players now off of the Xbox One due to restrictions that it were putting in, you know, being the logged in on the whole every 24-hour kind of thing, and publishers having a hell of a lot of control over their games and what we could do and stuff like that. So, and obviously now Xbox One have realised the impact that that's had on their customers, as it were, us as gamers, and obviously decided to say, look, you know, we're gonna have to not do this. So, you know, and I think that was back in June. They turned and said, you know, we can't do this. We're gonna lose too much custom. They shit their pants basically because they realised that a lot of people were going to jump over to PlayStation 4 because those restrictions weren't going to be put in place. So, anyway, gamers already, obviously, a lot of gamers around the world, I'm one of them, have put their pre-orders down. Basically for obviously the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One. And to be quite honest, both systems are quite evenly matched in many different respects, because which obviously is going to push Nintendo out the way. You know, like the Wii U that's been kind of being promoted and pushed about a bit now, but that's going to kind of, it's not going to be able to stand up against these two. You know, when you look down into the nitty-gritty details of the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4, Nintendo don't stand a fucking chance. The Wii U will get forgotten about very, very quickly as soon as November creeps around the corner. So basically the difference is, let's go into basically anyone who watched the E3 for the launch, not the Washington one where at Microsoft HQ. We're on about actually at E3 where Xbox came on, and then obviously Sony came on, you know, and they flaunted their consoles and so on. Sony, in my personal opinion, was very much in command after Microsoft announced its strict DRM policy. Obviously, we now know that they obviously they've drawn back on that, you know, because they had no choice, you know. However, when Microsoft obviously realised what they were going wrong, they decided to say, look, forget it, scrap it. We'll kind of forget that. PS4 and Xbox, they'll function very much like the PS3 and the Xbox 360, which is kind of one area that will keep gamers happy in a sense. But the thing, I tell you what, let's go straight to console design. Let's go step by step, because I'm going through all my notes here that I've written down of all this stuff, and I'm just not making ends meet of it. So I'll start at one end and we'll get to it. Anyway, console design. So okay, both Microsoft and Sony have basically gone for a very boxy shape design. Although I must admit, the Xbox One kind of looks like an oversized DVD player. I think the only thing that is attractive about that is the Blu-ray slot, or the DVD, the optical drive. That is the only thing that probably looks attractive on all of that, if I'm completely honest. So yeah, that's appearances and everything, though. It's what it does, it's what you get from it in regards to gaming. But yeah, appearances, not a good start, I would say, for the Xbox One. When Sony finally unveiled their PS4 and what their design was for the PS4, in my personal opinion, it reminded me, and please leave your comments because I want to know, when I first saw the PS4 unveiled at E3, it reminded me of the PS2. You know, not the slim, the chunky. Just for, I don't know, 30-40 seconds of first looking at it, I thought PS2, which could be a good thing. It looks sleeker than the Xbox One. It's got a bit more definition to it. I just think, in a general sense of a design, if you were to sit an Xbox One and a PS4, and I had to choose just by solely looking at appearance straight away, I probably would pick the PS4 because it does look a lot more attractive. The console only, that is. Anyway, we'll get to the controller in a minute. Jesus. Anyway, so they're very similar in size. The only thing I would mention as well is those for the PS4 that are going to buy, possibly or potentially buy the PlayStation 4. You do not get the stand. The stand does not come with it, so it will be, if you want the stand, you have to purchase the stand separately. I couldn't tell you how much it is. I haven't been able to have a look or see any final prices. Sony's been quite hard to find a lot of information about in regards to release date and prices and stuff like that. Xbox One have been very openly about what they've rough release dates and prices and stuff like that. So, but I do know the stand does not come with the console when you purchase it, so just thought I'd give you a heads up on that one. But so in general design, PS4 looks a lot sleeker, a lot more creative and a lot more funky in the design. So in regards to appearance between the two, I think PS4 wins that. So 1-0 to PS4. Okay, we're going to go on to the price now. It's going to be 2-0 PS4 already. This is the big thing I want to bring out. The price is absolutely fucking shocking, and we'll go into why I think it's shocking, and people again that are already watching this video know the hardware specs of the two consoles will understand why I'm actually quite upset. So obviously they amended all the policies and so on. So Xbox One for the United States is going to cost $499. In the UK it's going to be £429, and in Australia it's going to be $599. And that is going to be set as a premium apparently, and this is Microsoft saying this. The reason that the price is that high is because it comes with a 1080p Kinect camera. That's the package price. So you get the Kinect, the controller, the console, cables, that shit. But yeah, because that is the key reason it's so expensive apparently, because it comes with a 1080 Kinect camera. PS4 is going to cost $399 in the US, £349 in the UK, €399 all across Europe, and $549 in Australia. Now that also comes with the PS4 camera, or previously known as the PlayStation Eye. You can purchase the camera separately, so if you don't buy the bundle pack with the camera, you can buy the camera separately, which is $59 in the US, £54 in the UK, or $99 in Australia. Even with that bought separately, if I work that out roughly for the, in fact let me just look at the, even if you bought the PlayStation 4 and then a couple of weeks later think actually I want the PlayStation Eye, you could buy that separately and you would still be saving money. It would still be cheaper than the bundle pack with the 360. 360 Xbox One. Fuck's sake, Adam, get it right. So yeah, so even if you bought the PlayStation Eye camera separate, you're still saving money. It's still cheaper than the Xbox One. So 2-0 to PlayStation 4. Oh fucking dear. Okay, we'll move on to release dates. Xbox One and PS4 release dates still remain a mystery in regards to an exact date. However, Xbox One have been happy to say that they will be releasing their console in November, so gamers throughout the US and Europe, etc., could expect to see it within a 30-day window, give or take, around that time. You're usually going to see advertisements, posters and stuff like that, so you're going to get a rough idea whether it's going to be coming sooner or later. Not only that, a lot of the shops and stores that you can go into as well, they get kind of big on have you pre-ordered, have you pre-ordered, have you pre-ordered, because they want to make the sales, so they always ask. Anyway, Sony hasn't announced anything at all in regards to a date beyond summer 2013, but it's more than likely that it will happen. PS4 will more than likely come out in November, for the sheer fact, if you look at the dates from the previous 6 consoles that they've released, this will be the 6 consoles, then they've been November, and again Xbox have always been November as well, and obviously Xbox One, this will make this their 7th console this November. So yeah, I would expect to see the PS4 as well around the November time as well. In fact, if anything, they're probably going to be released on the same date, which is going to cause havoc for town centres and shops, but hey, as long as no one gets in my fucking way, I want my console. Right, we're going to talk about the AMD CPU. As much as the two warring systems are different, in a sense, and well, in a few different ways, the heart of the Xbox One and the PS4 still are very similar. They're both running on an x86 octa-core CPU. For those of you who don't know what that means, that is an 8-core processor, which is being built by. They're both being built by AMD. However, there is a slight difference, minuscule difference between the processors between Xbox One and PlayStation 4. Both companies to be using the AMD processor is a massive change for both of them, not just Xbox, but for PS4 as well. Previously, Xbox used I'm trying to think, what was it in the 360? I believe it was the IBM PowerPC processor, while Sony were using Toshiba and IBM, and that processor was very, very complex. But, and to be fair, the developers didn't quite like it. They didn't warm up to it. But who are we to decide? So why the Xbox though, the Xbox One is running on a very, very heavily fucking teeth stay in. While the Xbox One's running on a very heavily modified 8-core AMD processor, PS4 are going to be utilizing an x86 64 Jaguar CPU. So that is the only difference between the two. In regards to that though, they're both being built and designed by AMD. It's both a big change. It's both something different for the consoles, but for each console at the same time. So that is quite interesting. And I was actually saying to Dave at work that I'm quite shocked that Xbox One went down the AMD route. I would expect them, for the power that they were promising to push out and the graphics they were promising to reveal, I would expect them to go down the Intel route, but they didn't. So never mind, they went down the AMD. Hey ho, what do you know? Right, so now we're going to move on to memory, DDR, RAM, whatever you want to call it. Sony, I'll start off with PS4 here. PS4 have decided to go for an 8 gig GDDR5 RAM. Yes, I said DDR5. They're using DDR5, while Xbox One, and they've still got a lot of explaining to do, and there's been no more feedback from Microsoft on this so far, or Xbox should I say. They're using 8 gig as well. Oh yeah, but they're only using DDR3 memory variety. I don't get it. Why? You're against your competitor. These two giants are always trying to clash to produce the better console, and so on and so forth. And Xbox only use the DDR3, and yet Xbox should have been ahead of this, because the PlayStation 4 was in the works a long time before the Xbox One was even thought of. You know, so PS4 have been working. So Xbox should have had some form of intel, some form of, you know, they're going to use a DDR5 memory. So should we? But for some reason they didn't. They stuck with DDR3, and hopefully there's a logical reason for that. Maybe we'll find that out when the consoles are released, and you know, we're going away for it. But I'm not too sure. I don't know why they've done that. So yeah, I'm gonna put a score on each there, because that's kind of, I don't know. Maybe it's a risk. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But yeah. But in a sense of what they are and what they're capable of, Xbox, I don't understand. DDR3, don't get it. But yeah. So which controller's better? We'll go into the controllers now. Right. An appearance. I think the PS4 controller looks quite. It looks depressed. It's been made right. They haven't right. Let's go into actual stats. Right. Neither of them have changed dramatically on regards to appearance of the actual controller itself. The DualShock 4 is a little bit bigger in the next generation console. It's had a unique. The reason they've made it bigger is because of its front and center touchpad. And they've also stuck with the dual sticks being down in the bottom center, but however they have added some central divots or dips or whatever, basically to try and help improve the grip, on the controller. Again, Microsoft didn't change very much on their controller either. They basically slightly modified certain buttons, like for example the guide button, how you jump to Xbox dashboard. They tweaked the D-pad a little bit. They improved the rumble system. Triggers more sensitive. I said they didn't change much, and here I am still going on. They enhanced the grip as well. Again, they changed the joysticks a little bit and made the grip around the edges a little bit better. So, and obviously the design of the buttons, but that's not really going to affect my gameplay, is it? You know, oh wow, the buttons are more see-through. Well, I don't know, but yeah. So, which controller's better? I don't know. Basically, I looked up on a thing, a site, Tech Radar, and basically they got to actually test the controllers a little bit and get to hold them, get a feel for them, use them within games and stuff like that. And basically, they've turned around and said that the DualShock 4 does. It felt that it leaps and bounds better than the PS3 DualShock 3 in their personal opinion. They felt it was a lot better than the PlayStation 3 controller now. However, the PlayStation 4 controller that is due to come out with the new console is only catching up in comfort in regards to the Xbox 360 controller now, and that's their opinion. And then obviously because the Xbox 360 controller, in their opinion again, is a lot more comfortable than the PlayStation 3 and the PlayStation 4, it's just getting up to that standard. They feel that the Xbox One pad would personally, it sits more comfortable, it's a lot more responsive than the PlayStation 4. So they would give this score to the Xbox, but that's only for comfort and usage. Everybody's hands are different, everybody plays games differently, etc, etc. So that's something, I guess, for the people to decide, you to decide. Ah dear. Right, while Xbox One and PlayStation 4 are targeted at what I would say the core gamers, you're only going to get the real avid gamers, because that are going to gain these consoles. I mean, some people do buy them for fun, shits and giggles, but I wouldn't say I'm a hardcore gamer, but I do like to game, and I do like to have the newest tech. I'm a bit of a gadget freak, I must admit. I like electronics. So, however, I think Xbox One, their key selling point in regards to their price is the Kinect. They're saying that that's bumping up their price. That's an improvement. And don't get me wrong, I suppose it's pretty cool to have a full HD camera, but I think there could have been improvements elsewhere in the hardware, processor, memory, you know, stuff like that. That could have been. The money could have gone there instead, and maybe improved our gameplay a little bit. I couldn't give a fuck if I got a HD camera on my TV set so that I can play games. Yeah, it doesn't bother me. I don't know. However, the PS4i or PlayStation i or whatever, the camera for the PlayStation 4 isn't looking anywhere near to Kinect standards, or the new Kinect. It's probably reaching out just as the Kinect that we are at now on the 360. So PlayStation 4 have got a lot of catching up to do and improvements to do. Right, let's go into games. Xbox One launch games include, and the list are so far, Rise, Son of Rome, looks fucking epic. Yes, I'll be buying it. Yes, I'll be recording it. Yes, I'll be uploading it. Dead Rising 3, oh my god, I think I just wet myself. I cannot wait for Dead Rising 3. If anyone has not seen the fucking trailer and the playthrough, oh my god, you're missing out. Dead Rising 3, it looks absolutely amazing. Forza 5, yeah, fuck off. Never really been into Forza 5. More of a PGR fan. But yeah, Forza 5 apparently is meant to be pretty good. Killer Instinct, not a clue what that is yet. Gotta look that up. Loco Cycle and Connect Sports Rivals. Also as well, don't forget that Call of Duty Ghosts will also be on day release to the Xbox One, but not exclusive, because obviously the PlayStation 4 will also have access to Call of Duty Ghosts on day release. However, DLC for Call of Duty, as always, Xbox has purchased exclusive right, which is more than likely just going to be a month, as it has been with the 360 and PS3. It will be the same for Xbox One and PS4. Xbox One will get it a month before, and then PlayStation 4 users will be able to download it. Further as well, just to note, Xbox One launches window games Titanfall, which is exclusive to Xbox only for a year, also including Project Spark and Minecraft Xbox One Edition. Those will be exclusive to Xbox One only for the first 12 months. After that, PS4 will then have access to play the game. So yeah, pretty sweet. Right. Where are we? Right, PS4 launch games. Sony is stacking its PS4 launch games up. You've got Killzone Shadow Fall, Drive Club, Knack and Diablo 3. They're all exclusives as well to PlayStation 4 only. Joining those games as well, you'll also be able to have Watch Dogs and Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag, which looks pretty epic, I must admit, although I downloaded Assassin's Creed 2, didn't enjoy that much. Bit pants, not gonna lie. So anyway, so both of them are quite highly anticipated consoles. They've got a good list of highly anticipated games as well that people want to see. But it's not just those that you need to take into consideration in regards to deciding which console you're going to go for, because I've even got friends that have been on 360 from day one and have been debating, well, I might actually go to the PlayStation 4. So, you know, you've got to think about what it is you want from your console and make your decision that way. But you also need to look at obviously you can look at the hardware, you can look at the functionality, but you need to converse with friends as well. What are they going to do? You don't want to be stuck on the Xbox One when 5 of your friends are on the PlayStation 4, or vice versa. You know, so it's a good idea to go into that, because it's always fun to play games with your friends. You know, and so have a look at that, see what people are doing around that. Another thing I might like to mention as well. Sorry, PlayStation 3 users that are thinking about PlayStation 4. PlayStation 4 will be copying what Xbox do in regards to charging for multiplayer access, in regards to basically playing games online. You will have to pay for that function now. So it's no longer free. PlayStation 3 will still get it for free, so you play your PlayStation 3 games or whatever. PlayStation 4, you will now be paying as well, the same as Xbox is as well. The only thing that PlayStation 4 are doing differently to Microsoft is things like Netflix, Hulu Plus, LMLB TV, and plus stuff like that. You won't require what is being called, we call it Xbox Live on Xbox. Well, most people know that. It's going to be called PlayStation Plus subscription, basically. So it's PlayStation Plus in order to get to Xbox Live, but you won't have to have that to use things like Netflix and so on and so forth. You will still be able to just connect for free for that if you're using those functions. So basically, for those next gen console buyers who don't fancy planning on paying a yearly fee and stuff like that in regards to using Netflix and so on, then this will try and help, hopefully probably make your decision a little bit easier. But I mean, that's my list, that's my research, my opinion. And if you're curious to know what console I'm going to be buying, I am going to stay true to heart, and I'm going to be sticking with the Xbox. I'm on the 360 now. I've been on the 360 for 3-4 years, and I'm going to be moving on to the Xbox One. It wins my vote all. So, but yeah, guys, thanks for watching. I'm Grim. Oh, for fuck's sake, I'm doing it again. I'm Grim's Creed. I'm out.